Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of It's Bandit O'Clock Series 2. As you can hear, it's a perfect evening for riding a motorcycle and everyone is out on theirs. So I'm going to try and get this finished. Won't be today, but I do want to get it done. So let's crack on and start putting stuff on it, shall we? So first thing I'm going to do is put the oil cooler on. This is probably going to drip oil all over the floor, so I'm going to put a rag down, but I'm going to put this on before the exhaust just to make life that bit easier doing the bottom bolts up. So I've replaced the little rubber bits that hold the bottom of it. I'm going to pop them in first. There we go, slid in nicely. And now all the oil's coming out, so I'm going to get that in quick. Probably should have put the bolts in as well. That's one done. We'll put the other one on now. Probably gonna go and clean my hands up now. Now the bit I've been excited to do is put on my full 4x2x1 max torque can system. But before I do that, I've got some new exhaust gaskets which I'm going to pop up here. And there, get one in. If I put them in square, put that one in there, and then put that one in there. Now, what I need to do now is get Bill to give me a hand, feed the exhaust system around the other stand, and then put the can up, so it makes life easier for me bolting it up with my stainless steel bolts. So I'll get Bill to come and give me a hand in just a second. Hi Bill! There we go. Sorted. So I'm going to put that in there just to hold it. Bill's going to put the strap on the back just so it sort of holds it in place, just while we put all the other bolts in.
Goes to the outside, does it?
Yeah. Cheers, Bill. Now I've just got 6 more Allen key bolts to put in, so bear with me, this might take me a couple of minutes. So my full max torque can system is on. I've got to say it is one of the best fitting exhausts I've ever used. Like over standard ones and everything. It's amazing how well this goes together. So really happy with that. Now the next job I need to do is replace the bearing cups in the headstock for the new head race bearings for the front end. Now while I was fitting the exhaust system, I actually had the bearing cups in the freezer just to cool them down a bit, just to make life that little bit easier to fit them. So they should be cold enough now. It's time to get them in the headstock. Top one's done. Thanks, Bill. That one's almost fallen in. Give it a bit of a tap. So now I'm going to be fitting the new... So the next bit I'm looking forward to is fitting the new upside down front end. It's out of a GSX-R 1100. I'm not sure exactly what model, but it's one of the later 1100s. Probably still an oil cooled one, same as this engine. You have to modify it to go in. Now, this is the yoke that's going in. Normally, you'd replace this stem with the Bandit one. You push it out with a hydraulic press, push the Bandit one in. Someone's modified this one so it's the right length for a Bandit. It's not how I would have done it. Someone's welded it round, but they've actually put a sleeve in there, so it is nice and strong, but it is a bit heavy. But it will work and it will be safe. So you have to grind off the old lock stops and then put some new ones in because they're in different places on the Bandit. But yeah, apart from that, it's good to go. So I'm going to put this on and then put the new top bearing on as well, and then do the nut up. So let's give it a try, shall we? And before I've done all this, I've covered everything in grease. There we go. Because these bearings do like a bit of grease, and to be fair, these head race bearings are probably going to get a lot of hard work out of them. So there we go. Nice and smooth, like it should be. There's no resistance or anything like that. So yeah, perfect. I'm going to probably tap that up a little bit because the weight of the forks will affect it, but I'm happy with that for the moment. With the whole bike build, I'm going to go over the whole thing with a spanner before I take it out on the road for the first time. So just to doubly check everything's okay. So the next thing to do is put the top yoke on. So with the top yoke, again, it needs to be modified to work with a Bandit. You can see my MSP keyring, but you can see two big holes there. They actually had risers on when I bought this front end. This front end had already come out of a Bandit, but I had to modify it slightly. Those two little holes there are for the original clip-ons when it was in a GSX-R and a sports bike, and I've had to drill two new ones. And if I turn it round, I've also had to modify the back. Now, I'll show you in the clip above. I had to modify the mounts for the ignition barrel, because they were too small, they needed to be bigger, and I also had to modify it for the clock bracket as well. But apart from that, it's all good. So, time to put this bit on now. There we go. Right, time to get the nut, and then it'll be time to put the forks in. There we go, we'll put the nut on, and then it's time to get the forks in, but probably going to need Bill's help for that, so bear with me just a moment. Cheers, Bill. And there we go. Definitely looks more like a bike now. One thing I will say is I wish I'd got this front end straight out of a GSX-R as opposed to a Bandit, because I could have modified it exactly how I would have done it, but I'm sort of half using what someone else did and half using some bits I've done to make it more suitable for me. But I'm happy I've got this front end because they are quite hard to get hold of now, because the forks are only 5mm shorter than the standard Bandit front end, whereas a lot of the newer GSX-Rs with the radial forks are about sort of 25 or 30mm too short, which really does make them handle bad. So next one, front wheel. So one more bit to make the front end look more complete is put the front wheel in. So the great thing is I'm using the original Bandit wheel and discs. The only thing you have to do is space out the caliper. I'm even using the original Bandit Speedo drive. So let's try and put this in, shall we? Let's make sure I line the Speedo drive up. There we go. So, time to do it up now. There we go. And that's the front wheel in. So, there we have it. It certainly looks more like a bike now. And for this week, I'm going to call it a day. I need to get a couple of little spacers machined up, which hopefully I can pop around my friends and get them done. He's a little bit camera shy, but I'll hopefully show you that. And yeah, and then bolt the discs on. That's the front end done. And then time for the carbs. Plug some electrics in and stuff like that, and it'll be time to start it. So yeah, that's it for this week. Again, we do love your comments, guys. Thank you ever so much, all the questions and ideas and bits and bobs, we really do love it. So thanks again. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and give the channel a subscribe. It really does help us out. So yeah, until next week, we'll see you later.